The room seemed to freeze the instant his words touched the air. Crystal chandeliers shimmered above, but their light felt cold, powerless against the storm that had just entered the grand ballroom. In a voice barely louder than a whisper, yet heavy with a lifetime of quiet pain, the single father said, "She's with me." And in that heartbeat, the billionaire's fiancée stopped breathing. The music softened, the laughter faded, and fate leaned in closer, ready to reveal a truth no amount of money could ever silence. Before this story unfolds, take a second to pause. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that heal broken hearts, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Kindora Life. Tell us in the comments what kindness means to you, because your words might inspire someone in silence. His name was Arman Halim, a man shaped by loss and responsibility long before life could offer him softness. Years ago, he had been just an ordinary mechanic, grease under his nails and hope in his eyes, until fate handed him a baby at a hospital door, wrapped in a thin blue blanket and crying with the helplessness of a soul new to pain. That baby became his world. No questions, no hesitation. He raised her with hands that shook from exhaustion and a heart that refused to give up. Her name was Zara, and to Arman, she wasn't just a child, she was the reason he woke up every morning and endured every sleepless night. Zara grew into a young woman with quiet strength and eyes that looked like they carried storms no one else could see. She was brilliant but shy, and always felt like an outsider in a world that worshipped wealth and perfection. Arman worked double shifts, sometimes triple, fixing engines while his own body begged for rest, just to make sure she could attend a decent school. Life never handed them luxury, but it gave them something rarer, a bond built from survival, honesty, and unconditional love. Years later, that bond brought them into a world neither of them belonged to. Arman had saved for months just to rent a suit and buy Zara a modest white dress for a charity gala hosted by the city's most powerful families. Zara had won a scholarship sponsored by the foundation of Bilal Qureshi, a billionaire known for his cold brilliance and spotless public image. The invitation was a chance for students like her to thank their sponsors and meet the people who shaped their futures. Arman went with her, not as a guest of importance, but as a silent protector walking beside his only treasure. The ballroom was a sea of diamonds, polished smiles, and glasses filled with golden promises. Conversations floated through the air like music, but every word seemed wrapped in judgment for those who didn't belong. Zara felt it instantly, the way eyes lingered on her simple dress, the way whispers moved when Arman passed by. He tried to ignore it, carrying himself with the quiet dignity of a man who had survived things their money couldn't buy. Then came the moment everything changed. Bilal Qureshi stood near the center of the room, flanked by politicians, celebrities, and his elegant fiancée, Mahira Sadiq, a woman admired for her grace and beauty. Mahira's life had been a fairy tale of luxury, but her eyes held a restlessness that never made headlines. When her gaze landed on Zara, recognition struck her like lightning. Her fingers tightened slightly at her side. Her breath faltered, her world tilted, yet no one noticed. Zara noticed the look, though she didn't understand it. She shifted uncomfortably, her hand trembling slightly around her glass. Arman saw that tiny movement, the way his daughter shrunk inside herself just a little, and instinct rose within him like a shield. He stepped closer, his rough, working hands resting gently on her shoulder. That was when Bilal's voice sliced through the elegant hum of the hall, questioning, cold, demanding an explanation for their presence, for their existence in his flawless world. The silence that followed was unbearable. Dozens of faces turned, dozens of minds judged before knowing. That was when Arman leaned forward, his voice soft enough to be human, strong enough to be unbreakable. She's with me. The words weren't loud, but they were real. They weren't angry, but they were fearless. They carried every night he worked late, every tear he wiped away in secret, every dream he sacrificed so Zara could grow taller than his pain. And in that instant, Mahira froze, because before the end of this story, we have a very special request for you. Please leave a comment with the word miracle if you believe that destiny brings hearts together when the time is right. Your single word could be a prayer for someone who needs hope right now. Months later, Mahira stood alone in a modest community center, instead of walking down a marble aisle. She had walked away from billions, from security, from expectation. She chose truth instead. She never tried to take Zara away from Arman. She never tried to rewrite the years she lost. Instead, she started a foundation for young mothers and abandoned children, pouring her inheritance into second chances, not luxury. Zara never knew the full truth that day, not yet, but she felt something new growing inside her world, a sense that her life was bigger than pain, and her future wasn't built on shame. Arman, the man who had nothing, became the hero of a story no one saw but everyone felt. And somewhere in the quiet corners of fate, a mother learned that love never truly dies, it just waits in silence to be reborn. If this story touched your heart in ways you can't explain, please like the video, share it with someone who needs healing, and leave a heartfelt comment below. Your engagement is not just a click. It's a sign that stories of love, sacrifice, and second chances still matter in this world. Use the voice, the courage, and the shape of Zara's face unlocked a door she had spent years burying.